Hey there guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to tell you 8 different strategies that you can use to help you get organized for work or school, because who doesn't want to just be out there being organized, smashing those goals and just feeling accomplished? Man, that feeling is the best ever. So let's get into the first one. I am absolutely obsessed with setting to-do lists. Honestly, if you've got a list written out and you can physically check or highlight things off, it just creates such direction and you know exactly what you have to do. So setting a weekly or daily to-do list or like a weekly goal is really important in directing your focus. Sometimes, because I'm a high school teacher, I will write out the grades, so year 7, year 8, year 9, year 11, and all the things that I need to do for those grades for that week. If you're in school, maybe you need to write out the subjects and the things that you have to do for those. Or if you work, maybe there are things that, like different categories that you could create for your work that could help direct your focus, and maybe the top priorities, the ones that need to be done the quickest or that are the biggest, the most challenging, can be up top of the list, that you know that you need to get stuck into those first. Having a planner or a diary is also really important. Maybe you could put your to-do list in there, or maybe you could have your to-do list put up, but putting key dates like assessment due dates, different events that you need to go to, having them written down in a diary, having work deadlines written down is really important. For me, I just use like this one that my partner has given me, and I like to highlight the things that I have achieved in different colors. So for me, things that are highlighted in pink, that means they're done, and they are things relating to blogging and YouTube. Purple is gym or exercise, green is personal, and blue is school related. So if you're in school, maybe you could write down your different jobs and highlight them once they're done, and have different colors for different subjects. And work, it could be the same situation, but instead of having pink, for instance, which is my blogging and YouTube, that might be work-related jobs, and green could be personal, purple could be different events or appointments you need to go to. So having that color-coded system can really sort of help you be organized, but also maybe motivated, because the act of like highlighting it off and the fun colors in your book can be really fun. I also love to have visual cues or inspiration up around my work or study space. So at the moment we're in my home office, and here I like to have lots of plans, lots of fun books. At my desk at work, I have printed off different pictures and different quotes from Pinterest, so that when I go to my desk, it's a really like fun, bright, colorful, welcoming space. How could you sort of reinvigorate your workspace or study space so that it's like a super inspiring place for you to be, and that when you sit down to get work or school stuff done, you're like motivated to be there and to get the jobs done. My next tip is to purge unnecessaries. So every couple of weeks, or maybe even once a month, go through all your paper copies of things. If you're in school, glue different worksheets into your book, or have a folder for each subject where you can put sort of handouts in them. If you're at work, go through, look through your paper, think, well, do I need that anymore? And clear out all your paper so that you're not having these stacks and like random pieces of paper slotted everywhere, because when you've got sort of this overwhelming space, or when you don't know where things are, it just makes it like really frustrating and means that you spend like too much time going through and trying to find things, having things organized, purging the unnecessary paper, maybe recycling it if you can, just really helps to clear your space and to clear your mind. Set yourself a timer. I recommend setting a timer for no more than 25 minutes for a job. Personally, I wouldn't sort of set your phone as a timer and have it on your desk. If you're going to use your phone, set it and have it somewhere else so that you're not tempted to look at your phone while you're meant to be working or studying. And think, okay, for this 25 minutes, my aim is to do what? Be really specific. Like if you say, I'm going to study for 25 minutes, well, that's so vague. What are you going to study? What subject? What specifically are you going to do to study? You're going to write Cornell notes, flashcards, sketch notes, brainstorm. What? If you're sitting down to do work, what piece of work or what job from your to-do list do you aim to achieve in that 25 minutes? And once the 25 minutes is up, give yourself a little reward, whether that's setting up to go for a walk or a stretch or to get something to eat or drink. Don't set yourself a reward of I'm going to go on any sort of social media or things that are going to take hours. Like if you've done 25 minutes worth of work and you're going to watch a movie which could potentially be 2 hours, the reward doesn't really match up to the amount of work that you've done. So a small reward will really just sort of help motivate you to get that job done and to feel really accomplished once you've done it. Next tip is to go digital. Sort of similar situation to having all those random files. If you can also have things backed up digitally, having them on a USB, having them on a hard drive, also having them on your computer, make sure you save them to a bunch of different places, including the cloud, whether that be a Google Drive or a OneDrive. Is really important just in case you happen to lose all your files, which could be really bad. But going digital sort of really helps you to clear the clutter and also makes you go through all your documents and think about whether it's something that you are going to use again, whether it was beneficial for you or whether you can just get rid of it. So you're clearing out at the same time, doing a bit of a Marie Kondoing, if you will, decluttering your digital space and really just helping to clear the workspace so you can just get down to business. Next up is to remove distractions. Similar to the phone tip, what else around you in your work or study space could potentially distract you? Turn the TV off, get rid of the phone, get yourself a quiet space. I wouldn't recommend listening to music while you're working or studying unless it is music without lyrics, because otherwise you're going to be unfocused. You'll be instead thinking about the song lyrics, singing along, and you won't be giving 100% of your attention to the task at hand. So think about what distractions do you have around and how could you either clear them out or put yourself in a different position where you are going to be more effective to work or study. The last and final tip is to switch off and find balance. I know that when I was doing the HSC, I was absolutely obsessed with studying and working hard, and I would study for hours a day. And I didn't have any sort of social life and I ended up getting really sick. And when I first became a teacher, it was a similar situation. I was spending so much time doing school, thinking about school, and it can really mess with your mental state. You don't want to take work home with you if you can, and you don't want to be thinking about school all the time. You do want to have that healthy balance of studying, working, ticking things off your to-do list, being really organized, but also just knowing when's the time to switch off and going and doing other things that are unrelated to school or your job, just to give your mind a break, have that time for yourself, relax, rejuvenate, recover, so that when you do come back to your study or go back to your job the next day, you're in a clear mind frame, you've been rested, and you're in a better space to give it 100% of your attention while you're there. I hope you guys enjoyed these 8 tips. I'm sure I could think of a whole heap more. I'm actually thinking about creating a video about sort of how I study during my HSC. So if you're watching this and you're a student and you're keen to see that video, make sure you give this one a thumbs up and comment below what is your go-to tip for getting organized, because I am all about that organization life and I am certainly interested in hearing what you guys do to get yourself motivated, organized and inspired to just smash some goals, get some work done. I hope you guys have a fantastic week. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.